The outside world may not fully get what I am saying when I describe, what led me to do these recordings 30 years ago of my grandmothers. And it's just not my grandmother. It was a matriarch who was akin to the functions and operations of a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, in which you have various assets. You understand? You have to manage different assets, whether it's a cousin asset, an auntie asset, a sibling asset, a child asset, a grandchild asset, a cousin asset, a great cousin asset, a friend of the family asset. These were all assets that these grandmother CEOs had to manage, and then recognize just because it's an asset and it belongs, or it is an extension of that grandma CEO company, it doesn't mean that that asset doesn't dwell in another physical location, operating under a different set of sub rules, right? So you got to recognize that they had to penetrate, and they had to make known their intention. They had to recognize, exercise, and even surprise some with their power. And that's the deal, right? A CEO, a real CEO, just live. You understand? Don't walk around just throwing power around. Just say, yeah, I'm CEO. We know you CEO. We get it. You got a title. It's the fact when they touch you, right? And you recognize from that touch that, yeah, I get it now. That's why she's the CEO. They organize, right, fresh food coming from the farms, from where their family and friends lived, from where they were from. They organized like the infrastructure, like the highway. You understand, of that food, like that nourishment, that love coming from where they're from, to distribute amongst those who now live in the city, right? And those who aren't even aware that the CEO had an intention of building this corporation, right? Had an intention to build this corporation, right? It was a co-opting of beliefs and of values and of perceptions into a understanding under an umbrella of principles, values, and morals. And check this out. I couldn't even comprehend and absorb it all through just conversation. I had to live it. I had to feel it. I had to smell it. I had to joy it. I had to pain it. I had to go through a full body submergence in the wisdom that came from these women in order to even try and comprehend.